Welcome back to ciLiving. It is time to meet today's animal ambassador from Miller Park Zoo. Julia Benzel is joining me now, and I see that you have brought an animal friend. So what is this?
This is Thing One. He is our Prehensile-Tailed Skink. He's actually 20 years old. These types of lizards can live to be about 30 years old, so a long time actually.
Yeah, that can be a very old lizard. So they're a type of lizard, which obviously is a type of reptile. And so do they live in groups? Do they live in clusters? How do they live?
Great question. So primarily they are solitary animals, but it has been noticed that they can live in harems, so one male and a few females. But Thing One is traditionally living on his own as a solitary animal. So he has a big new habitat in our Katofer building that is rainforest themed just for him.
He is so cool and he is so chill. So what do they generally eat? I see he has like decent sized eyes, he has really big claws, and like his face is kind of forward. So I'm curious what his food source is.
He is completely herbivorous, so he's eating dark greens, flowers, fruits, berries, vegetation, anything he can find in that herbivore landscape. That being said, at the zoo, his favorite food is a hard-boiled egg.
Really? Okay.
Second would be craisins.
Craisins and a hard-boiled egg. That sounds like kind of like a perfect like work snack.
Yeah, right? Just the breakfast of champions.
Just hanging out and he has his craisins and his egg. That's awesome. And speaking of eggs, do they hatch from eggs? How do they reproduce?
Well, that's a great question. So when we think of reptiles, we think of all regular reptile things, right? They are covered in scales and he does shed those scales. They are ectothermic. So some people would say cold-blooded. You and I wouldn't, because we know their blood is not cold.
Right.
They just use their outside temperature, the temperature around them, to regulate their bodies. And then they're a special word. They are ovoviviparous.
Ovoviviparous.
Yes.
What does that mean, Julia?
So when we think of reptiles, traditionally they lay eggs. Those are oviparous. Ova would be an egg. Laying egg, you are oviparous. As mammals, we are viviparous, so no egg laying going on.
Live birth.
Ovoviviparous means these animals have eggs that hatch inside of their body and then come out looking like a placental mammal birth.
So,
it is so cool.
So live birth that comes from an egg that's inside.
Inside, right?
Which there's a lot of species of sharks that are that way, which is how I know what that word is, because a lot of sharks will do that as well.
Right, and then some of them can reabsorb those nutrients from the outside of the egg in their bodies.
And don't tortoises do that as well? Like they can absorb nutrients from if they eat the egg shell, but these moms can do it just
depending on the
egg
species.
is still inside.
Yes, exactly.
Animals are so cool.
Aren't they so cool?
And it's so cool because I feel like they're also very different, but they're also very much the same.
Right.
And I feel like that's also why human animals can learn a lot from sort of the animal kingdom as well.
Exactly. That's one of our favorite parts, right? You saying things like, well, in the ocean. And then I could be like, well, on land.
Yeah, exactly. So can we turn around and let's see this tail? Because I have a question about this tail. So is this like other reptiles where if, say, they get their tail kind of bitten off, they can drop it and then regrow it back?
No, so he's going to keep his tail. It's very important. It's actually in his name. Prehensile means he can use it as another appendage. So in the wild, he'll actually hang from it and he can use it as another limb. So when we think prehensile, we think monkey tails or giraffe tongues, but he has that tail that can support his entire body weight. And you can try running your hand along it.
Okay.
He might move it.
Oh, yeah.
And like try and grab you on the end.
Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. He just curls it around because he thinks maybe it's something to potentially hang on.
And it stabilizes him in the trees.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have questions about that.
Okay.
But since you mentioned monkey tails and you mentioned giraffe tongue, so besides hanging, can he potentially use this to like grab something? Can like a giraffe use their tongue to, you know?
Yes.
How do they use these extra appendages?
Depends on the animal.
Okay.
So he's using it to grab branches, hang from it, stabilize himself. But giraffes are using it to grab their food and grab those leaves and hold on to it. They don't have the types of feet that this guy has to help him out, or the mouth.
Right. Okay, and where do they generally live? Because, I mean, I'm probably not going to find one of these under my deck in central Illinois.
No.
But where would I find these in the wild?
They are living in the Solomon Islands near Australia. So tropical areas around there. He's an island boy.
And does this color sort of camouflage with their natural habitat?
Yeah.
Does it change at all? Because I know some reptiles are able to change the color of their skin.
So he doesn't change. He'll get a little bit more dull as he's about to shed.
Okay.
But he is going to be living in trees. He's arboreal, so he is going to blend in very well. Camouflage up there.
That makes sense with the green.
You can see these sharp nails. They're helping him hold on too, right?
Very sharp nails, and I see his cool tongue. And then what are these? Are they false eyes to trick predators, or do they actually have a function for the biology, these little round behind his eyes?
Those are his ears.
Those are his ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are some skinks that live in the desert that can actually close those ears.
Okay.
He can move them. You'll see they expand and contrast, but that's how he hears you.
Nice. And then his tongue is he using it mostly for exploration, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
See, I'm learning so much from you, and every time you bring animals, I try and sort of file some of the facts from the last animal to apply to the next set of reptiles.
Very good. That's what we want.
Wonderful. Well, Julia, he is so cool. You are a very, very good model skink today. And my final question is, so eating mostly plants with these nails, is that just for clinging onto the trees, or does he use that to help eat as well?
He is using it just to cling onto the trees. He'll open his mouth and kind of use his tongue to move food into his mouth.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being here and for bringing us thing one. He's so cool.
Thank you for having us.